When I was in college, there was only one note taking method that I used to use. Whatever was there, I just used to highlight or write down somewhere, and that's it. But now I was researching for this video and I realized there are so many good note taking methods, much better than what I used to do in my college. And I thought I had to share it with you. There are more than 50 note taking ideas and note taking methods, but today in this video I have condensed top 5 note taking methods that you can do and you can use anywhere, even for seminars. If you're going anywhere, what I do generally is I just carry a small notebook and I jot down whatever was there. That is one thing, but there are so many other ways of jotting down important ideas. Before we move on to the note taking methods, first of all, why is note taking important and what is note taking? So if you are reading a book, jotting down the important points, that is taking a note. If somebody is telling you anything and you are jotting down the important points, that is a note. If somebody is telling you an address to some place and you are jotting it down in a paper or on your mobile, that is a note. So what this does is this ensures that you are actively listening to whatever the other person is saying. It need not be any kind of classroom sitting. Okay, I take notes all the time. Also, you remember whatever the person has said, you retain it, and you start thinking about it. You start developing your own framework of ideas. Because whenever you look at note, you will try to find associations with several other things that are going on in your own life. So that is not possible if the other person just says something and you hear it. You may forget things. And of course, it is a review material because you get to see the notes, you get to remember it, you have some documentation. So the first method for taking a note that most of us use is called as sentencing. Like if somebody is telling you and you just take a piece of paper and write whatever he is saying, that will be sentencing. So what it typically means is that each sentence is a new note. It helps you to remember, it helps you to jot down the ideas. One distinction over here is that here you are jotting down ideas, but you are not distinguishing at the note level which one is important and which one is not. So that will happen after a review once you go home or once you are sitting in silence. So when you are taking the note, whatever the other person says, you write it in bullet form. You are not just taking down the important thing. Whatever the other person is saying, each sentence you are writing a new note. You can categorize the notes by headings or by subheadings, but I generally don't do that. Whenever I take notes, I just write whatever the other person says. Say suppose you are in a lecture and you have to take notes which have a lot of facts. So like I remember when I was in my college, we had one element while studying chemistry for periodic table, and each element had so many facts related to it. The molecular weight, boiling point, the melting point, and so many short ideas around a single concept. So if you are taking a note like that, then this method would be very useful. So it's called as charting, and what does charting means is that you divide the page into columns, and once you divide it in columns, you write the main heading and you write whatever ideas are there under that. So if I just take the previous example that I said, I will write the element name on top and write the ideas related to it at the bottom. So this ensures that everything is in one page. So if there is any relationship between one idea and next idea, you can jot down all that in a single framework. So that is the beauty of this kind of method. I would suggest this method to those who have lot of facts, who have numericals, who have several other things which are related to one particular topic. So the charting method was useful when you have several topics and there are relationships involved and all that. But what if you have one topic and you have to go in detail of that? Then the next method comes to outlining. Okay, and I will tell you what outlining means. Outlining is similar to the sentencing method. The only difference is that here there are proper headings and subheadings. There are bullet points which will tell you that this point comes under this particular heading. this point comes under this particular subheading. So it is quite structured in a way, and this is very useful if you are going in depth about one topic. Things are quite organized and you can turn these points into study questions. Usually the headings and subheadings come to the left and your main points, the actual notes, come to the right, slightly beneath. All these techniques are useful if you are not a visual learner. But what if you are someone who likes pictures, who likes animations, who likes illustrations, who likes things in a map format? Then the next method is for you. If you are on this channel for some time, you know my love for mind maps. I love visual learning at some times, not all the times, but I find it a very good way to establish relationships and put everything together in one place. If I have to do any experiment, then I just can put around 4 to 5 experiments in one sheet with the use of a mind map. So this is very good representation. It helps you get a bird's eye view. If you are having a tough time reading from boring notes, you want something interesting, then this method is for you. You can put pictures also. I personally use Xmind for this purpose, but there are several free softwares available, like Canva is there. Then I've seen several other softwares which are related to mind maps. You can also do it on your notebook. So a map begins with a single topic and then you branch out. If you have one topic, you can start with that topic, and subheadings you can put as branches. Those branches will have several subheadings. So this helps keep things in perspective. The Cornell method is famous quite all over the world, and there is a reason for it. Each topic has a summary in its place. All the earlier methods, you cannot put a lot of information in that. You can put things in bullet form. If you need everything very systematic and organized, the next level of note taking is the Cornell method. A Cornell method has 4 parts: main point, details, cues, and summary. The whole page is divided into 3 sections, 2 columns and 1 row. The main notes section you will use to take notes during the class. So whatever the teacher jots down, you will write it over there. The notes section you will use during the class. In the cues section, you will write everything after class. So whatever main ideas are there, whatever prompts are there, or if there is a question related to the note which is there in the note section, you will write about that. It's kind of note but in a bullet form. In the summary section, you will write what was the main highlight of these notes and what this whole thing tries to tell you. One thing that I always do once I read any paragraph, irrespective of the note-taking method that I use, is what this paragraph is trying to tell me, what this note is trying to tell me, and that will go in the summary section. If you are confused about cue section, then cues you can put different questions which are related to the main note, or different other points. If you have to associate the point in the note section to something else you have read, then you can write that. Then if the teacher says refer to this and this book, then you can write over there. Okay, so anything accessory, anything besides the main point. It's an interesting method and something that I've never explored. Mostly I've used all the first 4 methods which are there, but this is something that I'm looking forward to try. And if any one of you has used Cornell method, then I would love to hear your thoughts, how it has worked for you. Till the next time,